And there you go, fantastic ejjeh, or egg and parsley fritters. Sounds simple, but the taste is more than the sum of its parts. Sahtain. Alrighty, first things first, let's grab our eggs. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Whisk these up. Once your eggs are well incorporated, I'm gonna add some flour. I've got 4 eggs here, I'm gonna add 4 tablespoons of flour. Okay, see, I still have clumps of flour, so I'm gonna keep mixing this until I don't have any clumps anymore. You can use an electric mixer if you like, but I'm just gonna use a fork. Your eggs and your flour should begin to look a little something like this. The flour is well incorporated, we don't see any white bits or any clumps or lumps. If you don't know how to chop an onion finely, you can grate your onion, otherwise you want to just chop the onion. So basically what I've done is I've cut this way on the onion and then gone once here, but the end is still holding the whole thing together. Now I can come and just slice these into a nice dice. So you'll end up with a small dice that looks a little something like this, and we can finish off the end piece over here. So we've got our diced onion here. You can go smaller than this if you like, but this is about the biggest I would do. So I like to use flat leaf parsley, or sometimes it's called Italian parsley. And what you want to do is just kind of take it and slice downward like this, and come around the other side, avoiding these big stems here. What we're trying to do is we're trying to avoid too much of this stem. Right here, we want to get rid of all this. I don't want to be eating that. Get rid of some of the more egregious stems. The little ones, don't worry about it. Grab a bunch here and just pack it together or roll it up into a little bunch. Then I can use my knuckle on my knife and just give this a rough chop. So I have some roughly chopped parsley. You're gonna want to be very generous with your parsley. 1 cup of roughly chopped parsley. So we're just gonna take it and add that to our eggs. And we'll go ahead and add our onion and give that a mix. Okay, so we're gonna add some salt. I put in here half a teaspoon for 4 eggs, and I've got almost a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. The baking powder is gonna give it some lift, and it'll allow these to expand when we fry them. Okay, now this is our base. So from here, you can kind of modify however you like. You can add, any shredded vegetable that you like, any other spices you want to do, right? I like to add a little bit of Aleppo pepper, which I have here. This is a pepper that grows in Aleppo, in Syria, and it's not too spicy, close to cayenne. So I'm gonna add just a couple pinches to my personal taste. We'll go ahead and pop this back on my spice wall. Give that a good stir. Your batter's gonna look a little chunky, don't worry about it. It'll expand as we cook it. As our oil heats up, we're gonna let this stand and let that baking powder do its work. Now these are only gonna need a couple minutes per side because it is just egg and flour. So once a couple minutes have passed, you can go ahead and flip it over. You can see how much they've changed color and how much they've expanded. Careful not to get the temperature too high. You wanna stay anywhere between 325 and 375. The closer you are to 375, the more it's gonna brown. The closer you are to 325, the slower it's gonna cook. Anything over 375 and you're gonna risk burning your oil, burning your food, and it's just a terrible all around time. Salt it as soon as it comes out of the deep fryer. You'll thank me later. I'm gonna grab one of these here, just so you can hear it on camera. Listen for that crunch. There we go. Just show you the inside. The inside's a bit spongy and the outside is crispy. Okay. See here if I break, for example, this one apart. You can see the spongy inside here of onion, parsley, and the egg. And to enjoy, just dip in some yogurt and Sahtain.